Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Disco Elysium. So Harry is currently all on his own because we already sent Kim away and did some of the stuff that apparently Kim has no patience for, like talking to Glacia about what happened that Sunday evening in Harry's room, which she told us no real surprising revelation here, I would say. Apparently he sang karaoke and then he destroyed his room, and that's pretty much it. But still, we talked to her, and apparently we found out that she has been lying to us about her name, at least. Maybe about other things as well. And I may want to go back to her and talk to this again if we find more, evidence that she has been lying to us. But for now, we're going to leave her be, because there's yet another thing I want to do while I'm alone, and that is talk to Joyce again about the pail, right? Whatever that may be. So let's leave the whirling and travel back to the fishing village. At least I assume that's where she is, and not back at her original spot. Also, I did get like another skill point, right? Yes, I did. Well, what do we want to do with that? Maybe we want to internalize another thought. Sure, let's unlock a new slot, and now let's see, what do we want to do here? Coach physical instrument. Not sure about that one. Rigorous self-critique. I don't remember this one at all. You're one sorry piece of shit, a cop penitent, a flagellant cop monk. This is not the right line of work for you. You should be groveling at the feet of a feudal lord, providing lurid evidence against yourself at a Mazovian show trial, or ripping the flesh from your back with a cat of nine tails. Whatever made you this way, you can be damn sure it was your own fault. Do it. Really criticize yourself. Who knows? You might uncover something of importance from your guilt-ridden past. That's kind of depressing. Some kind of superstar. I mean, that seems to be an obvious choice. Then again, so would this, since I'm going for like the communist task. Indirect modes of taxation. No idea what that is. Kingdom of Conscience. Apricot chewing gum scented one. What? What was that again? You have found a trace of entity who's been stalking you across the plains. The Gloomstalker, the conglomeration, the shadowy organization behind your downfall. Possibly connected to the dreaded X something. Granted, it is impossible to determine its true identity, but you can remember where you first smelled its treachery. Yes, use a Tutti Frutti gum wrapper, reconstruct the day you first breathed in her untrustworthy atoms. I'm kinda intrigued by this one. This may tell me more about Harry's past, so sure, let's pick the weird apricot chewing gum scented one. Alright, now let's leave this building so we can fast travel. Open map. Travel to Fisherman Shacks. And, well, I hope that Joyce is still around. Oh, well, I need to go this way, though. I want to reach her pier. And, yep, she's still here. Each time of every day.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Let's see. I guess it was part of the whole reality lowdown, right?
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Okay, we allow now, so can you tell me about the pail?
Are you sure you're sure? Your colleague seemed adamant.
Yes, and I'm not sure why. I'm pretty sure you can tell me about this. So what is the pail?
Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. The separative tissue between the islas, It is the inter-easterly mass.
The inter-easterly mass? What? Wait, and what is an isola? Okay, what is the pale like? I don't know, I always figured an isola is like an island or a continent. At least that's kind of how it was used in previous descriptions. But tell me, what exactly is an isola?
Isola is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the pale. Also, isolation, or landmass. We used to believe there was only one. In the last 4 centuries, we have discovered 7.
Okay, so it is kind of a continent, but the continent is not surrounded by water, but by the pale. Huh, okay, I didn't know that. Apparently, this world functions significantly different than our world after all, because this is not a concept I'm familiar with.
Windy, Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this, Insulinde.
Okay, these are the different isolas, so there isn't water in between them, but the pale. Okay, tell me more about Insulinde.
An oceanic isola. It comprises mostly of water. Muindi is the largest, Katla the coldest, Insulinde the bluest. What can I say? Each is perishing and dear.
Okay, so the ocean and the water is part of the isolas, and at some point it just ends and then there's the pale. Okay, well, tell me more. What is the pale like?
Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness.
How mysterious.
The negation of being.
The negation of being, apparently.
That's right. The negation of being.
She tightens her hood around her neck. It's cold outside. Okay, well, I have a few questions to ask you. Is it here? Look around. What are its physical qualities? If we're surrounded by pale, how do you get from isola to isola? That's a good question. I mean, apparently you can travel in between isolas, right? How much pale is there compared to the world? Let's return to reality, please. Okay, so can I see the pale from here?
No, detective. We're safe. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north, and even more to the south, east, and west. You are in the middle of the isola.
Okay, so it is surrounding the ocean, but it's far enough away so I can't see it. Okay, and what about the north?
An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. The area of transition between the world and the pale is called porch collapse.
Porch collapse, okay.
Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. A mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. It's the most disco thing you will ever see.
I'm not sure if I can follow you here, and I'm not exactly sure what's so disco about it, but I will take your word on it. So what are its physical qualities?
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. Physical, epistemological, linguistic. The further into pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension. Right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number barrier. It may be impossible.
Okay, so within the pale, the laws of physics just break down, but apparently you can travel through the pale nevertheless, right?
There's a slippery article in there.
A slippery article? Oh, okay, the pale. Yeah, is it the pale or pale?
Pale when it's particular, this territory of pale. The pale when it's pale in its entirety.
Okay.
Once you've seen it, language balks at the difference.
Well, if we're surrounded by pale, how do we get from isola to isola? Yes, that's my question.
Oh, it is so difficult for us.
Okay, but it is possible, right?
A squall of birds. Hardware operating in the harbor. Firm. Self-evident.
It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path.
Okay, so we can communicate past the Pale via radio waves, for example.
But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost. Or having our minds damaged.
Having your minds damaged? How does that work? Yeah, the Pale can damage the mind?
Extensively.
Okay, but how?
Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter.
Okay.
They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated by past.
Over-radiated by past. I'm not sure if I understand. Then again, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to understand this, or if anyone really understands this. But okay, sounds fascinating.
Who says and who argues?
Well, thank you for that question, Rhetoric. Who says and who argues? Yes, tell me more about that.
The logical positivists say, the dialectical materialists argue.
Okay, so certain scientists or philosophers that have different theories about the Pale. Okay, so what does this over-radiation feel like?
It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travellers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year.
6 days per year? Well, that's not much.
It's more for her. Way more.
Okay, well, maybe because she's not a civilian passenger.
No, Lieutenant Dubois. I'm entreprenetic business class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale transit annually.
Okay, and isn't this like taking a toll on your mind, maybe?
Someone else you've met may have been exposed as well. The strange grey-haired woman in her lorry.
Right, I remember her. She was kind of weird and she seemed kind of lost. And I mean, her name was Pale Driver, right? So that would explain the origin of her name. So, do lorry drivers pass the Pale?
Yes, carried in the hulls of airships. It's a horrific job. Automation will abolish it soon.
Well, maybe for the better if it's messing with your mind.
You should ask the Pale Driver about this. See what she says.
Right, Pale Driver was her name. So that explains this weird name. So if you're traveling so much through the Pale, are you over-radiated?
Up to my gills, officer.
Well, but I mean, you still seem fairly sensible. You don't seem like the Pale Driver, for example. Anyway, what is anthroponetic? Yes, what is that?
Entreponetics is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of Grad. The study of the Pale reaches back 6,000 years. The Pericarnassians called it the Western Plain.
They had not travelled the entire circumference of the Pericarnassian Super E Solar. It was not merely in the west, it was everywhere, even then, surrounding them.
So then why did they call it the Western Plain if it was surrounding them? Okay, so did they cross it, the Western Plain?
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands of years.
Very fascinating. So what has anthroponetics changed?
Nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leads to less effects later.
Alright, that makes sense. So tell me about aerostatic crafts.
Hybrid airships, Detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended, once you've crossed from near pale to far pale.
Okay, so it's a little bit like space. After an initial burst, you mostly travel on momentum, and that's how you cross the pale. Except space doesn't make you go mad, typically, I guess. Anyway, yeah, tell me more about this.
In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. If we throw them precisely.
Okay, so basically you have to travel via momentum through the pale. You get all the initial speed at the beginning, and then hopefully you come out at the other side. Interesting. So if we do not go in fast enough, what then?
Then they don't.
Then they don't come out?
Gone, like a skipping stone beneath the surface.
Okay, so apparently that happens as well. How much pale is there compared to the world? Huh, that's a good question.
The pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more pale than there is matter, and the ratio is slipping.
Slipping? Slipping how? To our detriment? I mean, she says slipping. That kind of sounds like the reality is slipping away and the pale is growing bigger, I suppose.
What do you think, Detective?
She looks you in the eye. It's shrinking. There's more and more of the world. It's growing. There's more and more of the pale. Yeah, I mean, using the word slipping implies to me that the pale is growing and the world is shrinking. So basically the pale is like eating up parts of reality?
Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate.
Okay, it's expanding.
An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists.
Okay, it's not extreme at all. It's going to happen. Cover everything, that can't be. Where would we go? Stay silent. I mean, I don't know enough about this to really come to a proper conclusion, but if it is expanding at an unknown rate, we don't really have any reason to assume that at some point it will stop expanding, right? And if it's expanding, it will probably expand until it's going to cover everything. So, yeah, I guess that's probably what's going to happen.
Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge.
Okay, but they probably know that this is what's going to happen at some point.
I suggest you do the same.
I don't know. I don't really feel that dreading about this pale extending. It kind of depends on how fast it is extending. I mean, I know, for example, that in a few billion years the sun is going to go supernova. And it's not really filling me with existential dread because, I mean, I'm going to be away at that point. Everyone I know is going to be gone at that point. Probably humanity will be gone at that point. So if the pale is going to swallow all of reality in like a few million years, then this doesn't really concern me, right? If it's going to go much faster, then maybe this would be a bigger worry for me. But yeah, still very interesting. I didn't know any of that. So let's return to reality, I suppose.
Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, Detective, is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything?
This is indeed the first time I'm hearing this. Nothing, just alcohol fumes and blackouts. I sometimes sense vague shadows of a past, and it's not good. I'm getting a sense of who I am, but no, I didn't know this. Yeah, I mean, I have Encyclopedia, who sometimes remembers the most random details, but typically never anything about myself. However, I am getting a sense of who I am, and I didn't know this until now.
beyond curious. Tell me, what do you think of the Pale?
Well, let's see. It's terrifying. You are right. It's disco. It will end our life. That we continue to persist at all is a testament to our faith in one another. Its advance can only be stopped with immediate, total, ruthless communism. What? A powerful anti-communist force. Perhaps too powerful, but still, they have it coming. I'm worried. I have to say, it doesn't sound very liberal to me. I don't know how you've all survived with it. It's a huge accomplishment. Who am I to think anything of it? Honestly, I don't think the Pale cares for any kind of political ideology, and no communism or anti-communism is going to stop it, so that seems kind of pointless. I guess I'm going for the disco reply. I'm not entirely sure what she means by that, but maybe she will elaborate. Her eyes tense, crow's feet radiate from them. She observes you, your bloodshot eyes and swollen face.
You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then...
She stops mid-sentence. I'll handle it, it's under control. This investigation will be my masterpiece, the one they remember me by, I promise. Yes, I'm in serious trouble here. It'll be a fucking disaster, I know, and all those people will die. Honestly, I don't think that the overall nature of the universe has any direct bearing on my investigation here. So whether I know that the Pale exists or not shouldn't really hinder my ability to solve this case, right? I'm not sure if it's going to be my masterpiece. Maybe I wouldn't go that far. But I think I'll handle it. It's under control.
I hope so. I truly do. If I may suggest, hold on to your colleague, Kitsuragi. I ran a check on him and he is very competent. In the meanwhile...
He is very competent.
You have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
She gives you a slight bow. Okay, well, I appreciate it, but I think for now I'm good. I can ask about the RCM again, but that's probably just going to be a repeat. And yeah, the quest is done, so I suppose I'll be off.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Nope. That's it. Okay, so we learned about the Pale. Very fascinating. Bit of world building here, which again might not be relevant to my case, but you know me. I like me some good world building. Yeah, I guess I could go to bed now. However, I just remembered there is actually another thing I wanted to do while alone. It's not actually a quest, but I wanted to use the phone again here at the boardwalk. I mean, Kim was getting kind of impatient when I was using it the last time, so let's just try it again without him.
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable.
Okay, let's just randomly dial a number again.
Calling.
I'm tired.
A man answers, fast this time. His voice is hoarse from cigarettes. You hear typing in the background.
Sounds like he hasn't talked to anyone in quite a while.
What are you tired of? I'm tired too. Is there anything I can do to help you? I'm with the police. This is such a random thing, just calling random numbers and asking them random questions. So what are you tired of?
Writing. I hate writing so much. But I have to get back to it.
Why? What are you writing?
The man disappears with a sigh.
Well,
You do not hear the customary disconnect tone, just silence in the handset. The machine is still waiting for you to dial a number.
maybe this was one of the writers of the game inserting himself into the story.
Seems like it did not have time to swallow the coin. This sometimes happens.
Okay, and what does that mean?
Lucky you. The call went too fast for the payphone to register. You can still make a new one without paying.
Huh. Well, I have a pretty good interfacing check here. +1 caustic echo, +1 smells like betrayal, +1 sorry cop. Dial a random number with your eyes closed. Okay, let's do it.
You close your eyes and put your index finger on the rotary dial, then pull down on the number, then move one up, and repeat the motion twice. Strange. This is not how you started before.
Wait, what did I just do? Keep dialing. Stop. Yeah, why did I do it like this?
You dialed 001. This is not the area code of Revachol. It is another destination on another Isola.
Oh.
Some far-off nation-state.
Okay, so who are you trying to call here?
005 is Revachol, ZOC. 001 is Grad, on the Gradian Isola, where the telephone was invented. The next 2 digits you dial are the area code for the city of Mirova.
Mirova. Okay, haven't heard about this before. Have heard about Grad before. Okay, let's keep dialing. I'm getting curious.
414447. The rotary dial feels cold from the sea air.
Well, let's keep dialing.
1117361. Your fingers keep moving like a spider. Every time the ring rotates back with a little ring of metal, like a bell tolling.
Alright, is there even more?
Yes. 451-67451. You are going deeper now, into some unknown place, far away from this island of matter and its telecommunication networks.
That is a really long number, especially considering that he apparently memorized it in his muscle memory or whatever.
451. You have dialed God knows how many numbers. The headset has been waiting silently to relay a signal. Surely nothing can come of this, you think. But it does. A connection.
I mean, this number is almost too precise to be completely random. Clearly this is something that he remembers.
An ultra-long distance call. Your air fills with a crackle, the wash of a strange ocean full of white noise. A little bird starts ringing in there, not like the local calling tone before. No, a small ring in a cage of distortion, far away. A distant network of phones. Calling. Calling in the night. Calling still. The handset starts slipping from your sweaty palm. Your breathing is heavy.
Okay, I have a skill check to hang up again. But it's impossible, so I will almost certainly fail this one. And I mean, I just passed the skill check to dial this number, so do I want to try to finish it already? Then again, I will most definitely fail this one, so let's try it.
You can't. Some strange force is keeping the headset glued to your hand, your ear listening to the ring in the speaker. Calling. Calling.
Well, maybe no one's home.
Calling. Calling. Calling still.
But apparently Harry is very persistent.
Then the ocean breaks. Out of the depths, a woman's voice emerges. Small. The dearest thing you've ever heard.
Ooh, now we're getting somewhere.
Hello?
She sounds sleepy. Oh dear. He's kind of reacting to it. Are you having a heart attack? Hello. I want to die. Who is this? I am a revolutionary servant of humanity. I will free mankind and abolish the classes. I will raise the dead. Your voice is so beautiful. Goodbye. These are all very strange things to say, so maybe let's start with hello. She hums, her voice warm from sleep.
Who is this?
I want to die with this. Well, I have my suspicions. Maybe this is actually the mysterious potential ex-wife, girlfriend, fiancé, we don't really know. It was always just implied that there may have been some, important woman in his past, and I'm guessing this is it. But still, let's ask it. So, who is this?
Dora. Who is this? The
Dora.
connection is bad.
Okay, Dora. We got a name?
In the distorted distance, you hear someone turning next to her.
Ooh,
Bed springs rattle.
I guess Dora is not alone. So is someone there?
No answer. You're not sure, but you think you hear a man's voice in the background. It's covered in pain and white noise.
Alright, so she's not alone. I want to die. I mean, he looks like he does want to die at the moment.
What?
It takes a second for her to realize what you said. I don't know why I said that. Your voice makes me want to turn into dust. I want to live with you. Ooh. Yeah, I guess this must be like the ex-wife, and apparently she already has like someone else. So I don't know if this is appropriate or will serve any purpose, because it's not going to change anything. Your voice makes me want to turn into dust. I guess it does.
Oh no. Is that you?
Okay, apparently she finally recognized us. Her voice sounds like she's waking up now, still plaintive, tired.
This is too much. You need to recede.
A creature is a creature. I wish I was the wind. No. All these replies are so weird and random. You're just going to scare her off that way. Okay, a creature is a creature. I wish I was the wind. Whatever that may mean.
Oh no, not this. What time is it?
Well, it is like 20 minutes past 11. Your voice is so beautiful. Goodbye. I'm a revolutionary servant of humanity. Yeah, I don't know. Your voice is beautiful?
No. It's you, isn't it? It's you.
I guess it's me, a revolutionary servant of humanity, apparently. That's what I am now.
You're not a revolutionary, Harry.
Uh-oh.
You're drunk.
Actually, I'm not. I'm fairly sober, and it has been a while that I drank anything, so no, I'm not drunk.
You only have 2, maybe 3 things left to say before the change runs out.
Well, why don't you just add some more change? Shouldn't be difficult. I have enough money. Harry, how do you know my name? Because she's probably your ex-wife. Harry, who's Harry? Are you sleeping with him? I'm also Harry. I'm not drunk. Okay, I'm drunk, but what does it matter? I'm still me. I'm not drunk, I'm high. Nope, not even that. I am not drunk or high, I'm just hurt. Why does it hurt to talk to you? Yeah, I guess that fits pretty well at the moment.
Oh God.
Their silence, it's heavy as tin, the white noise howls. Hey, oh, are you there? Say nothing. Yeah, are you still there?
Do you know what time it is? It's so late here.
Well, I guess since this is like a long distance call, there might be a different time zone where she is, because it's not that late.
It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours.
Okay, so it's clearly a different time zone. I didn't realize that. Do you want to party? I want to talk about me. Who am I? You sound like you know me. You're in Mirova, right? Where are you going in 2 hours? I'm the law. I'm a detective. I'm doing a case. There's a hangman. Is someone there with you? Again, so many terrible dialogue choices. But yeah, you're in Mirova, right?
Yes, I'm in Morova. Sleeping.
Well, not anymore, because I guess I woke you up. Yeah, I don't know. What am I going to say? All of this is stupid. Yeah, where are you going in 2 hours? Maybe just some small talk?
to work.
Where?
The academy, where I work.
The academy, that sounds better than my job. I'm happy. My job is sad and terrible. It has dead bodies in it. Phew, academy, my job is real. No, that sounds like a pretty good job, so I guess I'm happy for you. Uh-oh.
No response, only a sigh. The connection crackles like burning paper.
Well, that almost killed me, this phone call with my potential ex-wife. Okay, is there anything else I want to say to her? I feel that I have some good idea who she is, but let's ask this question anyway.
What do you want to talk about that we haven't talked about already?
Well, apparently whatever I'm going to pick, it's just going to hurt me.
This is bad. You feel your right hand on the handset cramping up with pain.
Yep, I think he's getting a heart attack soon. My heart hurts. I'm gonna have a heart attack. It looks like it.
Oh no, please stop. Please, let's just hang up.
I probably should, because I'm just losing, like, health and morale here. I'm the law, I'm a detective, I'm doing a case as a hangman. I mean, I picked all the other stupid options already, may as well pick this one as well.
She does not answer anymore.
I'm gonna solve it. It doesn't matter. This case doesn't matter. None of it matters, not anymore. Can you help me solve it? I need to solve it. They won't take me back if I don't. What is she supposed to do about this? No, I'm gonna solve it. I'm sure of it.
Harry.
Disconnect tone. The machine ran out of money.
Well, why didn't you put more coins in it, Harry? You only have yourself to blame for this one.
Run. To the church. Home. Anywhere but here. Anything but calling her again.
Well, maybe I should listen to Shivers, but then again, my curiosity is probably going to win. Let's try this one more time, maybe.
You dial the number again. 26 pulls of the rotary dial. The machine eats the coin, and a terrifying ocean of distance rustles in your ear. In the middle of it, a familiar ring. Small, distorted. Calling. Calling.
Well, let's let it call a while longer.
Calling. 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 Calling.
Well, looks like she doesn't want to talk to me.
It looks like she doesn't want to pick it up, Harry. Stop scaring her.
Why? Just let it ring. Well, because it's scaring her, presumably.
Come on, you know why.
Still let it ring, hang up. Yeah, I think we will stop harassing that poor woman and just give it up. I mean, it's only going to hurt me, so I don't think anything good will come out of it.
The headset lands in the cradle with a clank.
I mean, I can try it again. Maybe I will try to call her again, but during the day, so I'm not going to wake her up in the middle of the night, right? That is something that I may want to consider. But for now, let's leave the poor woman be. She probably suffered enough being Harry's wife, so I guess she deserves some sleep now. Okay, well, that was interesting. Again, not helpful at all with my case, but, you know, learning a bit more about Harry's background is always nice. So, I guess I'm just going to go to sleep now, because I don't think there's anything else I want to do. I mean, I could still try to meet the communists, but I feel this can wait until tomorrow. So let's just travel back to our shack and let's go to sleep.
It's getting late.
Let's enter the shack. And time for bed.
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
So let's go to sleep. And let's see what
The
nightmares are
bed
waiting for
underneath
us.
you is soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand underneath the hut, then grow distant to your ear. In the quiet hum of the organic heater, you fall asleep.
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes, tightening around you, it digs into your brain.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Great, this is gonna be really chill. Dark Shores my ass, I know what this is. Yeah, just let me sleep. I don't know, what exactly is this?
How have things been going for you out there? Helped anyone lately? Saved anyone lately? Murdered anyone lately?
Well, I can say for certain that I haven't murdered anyone. I guess I did kinda help the Pix lady by telling Titus about it.
This bastard isn't even listening to you.
Because you know you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people and then forgets about it.
I mean, according to my service record, I killed like 3 people, but I have no idea if they were poor people. They could have been rich for all I know. But you're right, I don't remember. I forgot about it. I don't care. That doesn't scare me. Okay, so I'm a murderer and that's bad. Shut up, I just want to sleep. Yeah, why don't you just let me sleep?
Hear that? Iceman wants to sleep. He doesn't care about killing people. That's nothing to him. Black water under the bridge. The thing he's really scared of
And what would that be?
is much, much worse than that.
What is it? Why are you doing this? I just want to sleep. I can almost see the dark. Alright, I'm going to humor you. What is it?
Don't tell him, sister. It's too bad.
Okay, apparently limbic system is female. I didn't realize that. So why are you doing this? Just let me sleep.
We're trying to help you. All these processes, these tortures, voices and tremors are all just distractions, flares and countermeasures to keep you from the last dream. The worst of them all.
The last dream?
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked and alone.
And the air will smell of apricots. Her face forms in summertime. I don't want to anymore. I don't want to think either of one of those things. Yeah, I feel I've just thought too much about them and it kind of hurt my morale and my health. So maybe I should stop thinking about it. I'm guessing the apricot smell also has something to do with, like, his ex-wife. At least that's my assumption at the moment.
Oh, but you will. You're already going there. Slipping. How long can we keep you from the precipice? One more dream? 2 max, baby. Then it's...
What does that mean? Well, anyway, I guess I'm going to pick the apricots option.
of hell. An ancient sadness, brother. 10,000 years later, in front of the video rental, there is a warm breath on your face again. Everything is okay again.
Okay.
Everything is so okay.
Doesn't sound like it will be okay. I can't wait. Yeah, hopefully it will be okay.
Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again, you sense the light of the room around you. You're back. In 2 seconds, the alarm will ring.
Okay.
The last thought in your head before waking is, you need to go to the church.
I do. That's going to be one of my upcoming tasks. I absolutely planned for that. Alright, and here we go. Fully healed. And hopefully well rested. I mean, he doesn't look well rested, but at least my stats are back to normal again. Okay, I guess Kim is already waiting for me. Yep, here he is. Good morning. Now, let me have a quick look at my journal, which is getting shorter and shorter. And we have to decide what we want to do next. Yeah, I think getting to the church is definitely something that I want to do, but there might be some other minor tasks that I want to do first. I guess I will have a closer look at it in the next episode, because this one is getting long enough. So maybe let's call it a day. As always, thank you for watching, and see you again next time.